The evening of the incident began just like any other at my home. The sun had dipped below the California hills, painting the sky in soft shades of orange and purple. Inside, the energy was calm and balanced. My family was settled in, each person doing their own thing, creating a quiet hum of activity. This is the state I always work to achieve: a peaceful coexistence, a pack that feels secure and relaxed. They were scattered around the living room, some dozing on their beds, others lying quietly at our feet. On this particular night, my two large protection dogs were in their usual spots. Junior, a powerful Cane Corso; Kona, a vigilant Belgian Malinois. Junior, with his massive frame, was a quiet giant, observing everything with a steady, knowing gaze. Kona, ever alert, seemed to be asleep, but the slightest change would have her instantly attentive. Their presence is a constant source of comfort. It is not about aggression, it is about a deep, instinctual understanding of their role as protectors. Their calm energy was a mirror of the household's own, creating a powerful sense of safety and harmony. This is the reward of consistent leadership and clear boundaries. When dogs understand their place and trust their leader, they can truly relax. It was a perfect picture of a balanced pack, living in the moment, completely unaware of the disruption that was about to unfold. The first sign that something was wrong was not a sound, but a feeling. It was a subtle shift in the air, a disturbance in the calm energy that had filled our home just moments before. I felt it first, a prickle on the back of my neck. I paused and scanned the room. Nothing looked out of place, but the atmosphere felt different, heavier, charged. Almost immediately, the dogs confirmed my suspicion. Kona snapped from resting to full alert. Her head snapped up, her body went rigid, her ears locked forward. Junior followed a heartbeat later. He rose with slow, deliberate power. His massive body expanded as he stood. A low rumble in his chest, a clear, definitive warning. The smaller dogs went silent and looked to Junior and Kona for direction. This is dog language, beyond barks and tricks. It is pure energy and instinct. Their reaction was controlled, focused, and powerful. Kona, the scout, identifying the disturbance. Junior, the heavy anchor ready to protect the den, both together, a clear, silent message: "You are not welcome here." I felt my heart rate climb, but I forced calm. The intruders made their move. A sudden, jarring sound came from the back of the house, the distinct crunch of glass breaking. The sound shattered the tense silence, and in that instant my dog's training and instincts took over completely. There was no hesitation. Kona exploded into motion, a blur of focused energy. She didn't bark hysterically, she let out a series of deep, concussive barks. Each bark was a command, a powerful projection of her presence. She moved with incredible speed and agility, positioning herself between the source of the sound and the rest of the family, creating the first line of defense. Junior's response was different but equally formidable. He did not rush forward. He planted his feet, lowered his massive head. The low growl in his chest escalated into a deep, resonant roar. It seemed to shake the very walls of the house. It was a primal, territorial display, a clear statement that a line had been crossed. He flanked Kona, creating an impenetrable wall of muscle and intent. His eyes were locked on the hallway leading to the back of the house. The intruders, who had likely expected an empty or undefended house, were met with a reality they could not have anticipated. Instead, they were confronted by the full force of two highly trained protection dogs operating in perfect sync. Their actions were a beautiful, powerful display of the canine spirit in its purest form. As my dogs engaged the threat, my role as the pack leader became crystal clear. My first responsibility was to ensure the safety of my human family. I quickly and calmly guided them into a secure room, away from the immediate danger zone. My movements were quiet and deliberate. I knew frantic energy from me would signal instability to my dogs. I had to project confidence even as my adrenaline surged. I closed the door behind my family and turned my attention back to the unfolding event. My heart was pounding, but my mind was focused. I had to trust my dogs. Years of training and relationship building paid off. I did not need to shout commands or micromanage. They knew their job. My role was to support, not interfere. I positioned myself so they could see me. I made my presence known, standing tall and calm. That visual confirmation was all they needed. They needed to trust my leadership. I needed to trust their training and instincts. From the hallway, I could hear the intruders scrambling, shouts, movement away from the house, not towards it. My dogs did not give chase. They held the defensive perimeter. Kona's barks became more measured, tracking retreat. Junior's powerful stance stayed unbroken. They were in control of themselves and the situation. Once the sounds of the intruders had faded completely into the distance, A new kind of silence fell over the house. It was not the peaceful quiet from before, but a silence filled with lingering adrenaline. Kona was the first to break her stance. She trotted back from the hallway, her body still tense but the urgency gone. She came to my side and looked up at me, her intelligent eyes asking for confirmation. I knelt down and gave her praise, not with excited, high-pitched words, but with a calm, firm touch and quiet, reassuring words. "Good girl, Kona. Good job." Junior followed a few moments later, his movements still slow and deliberate. The deep growl had subsided, and his body relaxed slightly. He came and stood beside me, leaning his heavy frame against my leg, a gesture of connection and reassurance. I placed my hand on his broad head, feeling the immense power that was now returning to a state of calm. It is so important in these moments to guide the dogs back down from that high state of alert. The pack leader's calm energy is what tells them the crisis is over and helps them return to a balanced state of mind. After checking on my family and calling the authorities, I walked through the house with Junior and Kona. This was part of the ritual, the final step in reclaiming our territory. Seeing them so peaceful after such an intense event filled me with a feeling that goes beyond pride. On that night, my pack was my hero.